Was good, was good. So, just chilling, y'all. Um, big game, man. Big time, you know, big time game tonight. Um, huge. Game one was classic. Um, if he's your Collier, um, Courtney, Williams, they came through, man. They came through and they made it do what it does. And I think for me, the most exciting thing, folks, is the fact that this team never quit, man. Never say die. The Lynx just kept fighting. Natasha Heidemann hit a big three. You know, um, Fee came up huge. Courtney Williams came up big time. 3 pointers, drives to the cup. Never say die mentality, man. And I said earlier that they needed to still gain one to be able to have a chance to win this thing. And they got it done. Nobody's gonna say that they won by 2 points. The only thing that you're going to hear is that the Lynx are up 1-0. So, you know, call it what you want, look at it how you will, but the Lynx showed themselves tonight, man. And then, if you look at this thing really, the referees, man, it was messy, man. The foul calls, it just got messy. It just got really messy because when I look at it, it's like these wrestlers doing their best to try to get his game to the Liberty. You know, a couple of times the ball was clearly out on the Liberty, but also you could argue that Minnesota should have had calls called against them that weren't. But even when you look at the fact that okay, Breonna Stewart, they gave her the foul when they should have just let the game end. Um, to me, the contact was initiated um by Stewie. So when I look at this thing, um, I just simply feel like I just simply feel like it was karma because the foul shouldn't have been called, and I just knew Breonna Stewart was gonna knock down both free throws, but she didn't though. She only drained one, and I was like, wow, she missed the second free throw, so I was happy that we get OT right. But for me though, for me personally, Breonna Stewart, man, you choked, you choked not once but twice. Now don't look good because you choked last year. So they can't let this linger. They got to shake this off. They got to get back to the grind. You came too far. You've having a magnificent season. Talking about the Liberty, you got to figure out how to just let this game go. What's going on, y'all? What's good? What's good? But yeah, Breonna Stewart gotta feel like crap, but you just gotta shake this off. You must. You got to be willing to, turn the page real quick here because this is only a 5 game series. Yes, it is the finals. Yes, next season, the finals will be a best of 7. Um, what happened? And I'm just in here chopping it up about the game, man, the WNBA finals or whatever. Game one, best of 5 series. And when you look at it, it was a classic game, man. Neither team wanted to lose this game, but somebody had to lose this game. And a couple of times Minnesota tried to get this thing away, but Nafisa Collier, Fee for short, she's a closer. She's magnificent as a player. She kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, she kind of like my second favorite player behind Asia Wilson. Um, just watching her play smooth, never rush. Game winner tonight. I think she hit for, without the stat sheet in front of me, I think Nafisa went for 21, like 8, 3, and 6. 6 blocks, huge. Great defense on Breonna Stewart. And then if you look at the Liberty, man, like another thing, Breonna Stewart shot, I mean, not Breonna Stewart. Um, Sabrina Ionescu took 26 shots, man, and I think she only made like 7 of them. That's not a good look. Like, why would you shoot 26 times? Like, it's kind of like she was on her Enrique Agumawale. Like, you don't need to. Jonquil had it going. Um, what's going on, Yoda X Gaming? Just talking about these WNBA finals, man. Game one was a masterclass. So much so I didn't even get to see what happened with the Seahawks and the 49ers. I don't even know who won that game, but yeah, man, it was a thriller. Um, game one was a thriller, man. I said earlier on a YouTube short that in order for Minnesota to have a chance to win this series, they would need to win game one. And they did it in epic fashion. A comeback for the absolute ages. Down by as much as like 19 at one point. And so if you ask me what happened with New York, I think it's a combination of them just rocking themselves to sleep, um, basically taking their foot off the gas, combined with the fact that the Lynx just hit them with the haymakers. Courtney Williams, now of course there was no knockout blows because this game came down to literally a layup that was blown. If the, if what's if Stewie hits that layup, we go to double overtime. So it wasn't like Minnesota was like head and shoulders better, but they just so happened to execute best down the stretch, and I was impressed because a couple of times I said, you know what, man, it's over. Just go ahead and look like the Liberty are champions. But you know what? You just got to keep fighting. And I was saying that too. I also said that. I said just keep pushing. The Lynx just got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. The Liberty have been known to let teams back in the game. And as great as they looked all season, nobody is invincible. Nobody is invincible. So what I'm trying to do here, really quickly, is pull up the condensed like box score. So the final was 95-93. Overtime game. Um, uh, Minnesota is now up 1 game to none. But what I wanted to point out here, like, what are you talking about, Jay? I don't know what you're talking about. Elena Smith played 30 minutes. She came up with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 points. To me, she one of the most underrated bigs in the game. Um, she does everything for you, and I thought she came up huge, even being gutsy and staying in the game when like she like twisted or rolled her ankle. Like Elena Smith earned her money tonight. Just an incredible big. Um, my team lost. RC, who your team? Go goodness rated. Bridget Carlton only took 4 shots. Uh, she was basically rendered ineffective in this game. I think she'll have her opportunities going forward. Nafisha called it was a boss with the 21 points, um, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 blocks. Kayla McBride had 22, but to me it felt quiet. Courtney Williams, her 23, it was not quiet. You felt every bucket that she hit. She also had 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Um, and then Letitia Heidemann came up huge off the bench, none huger than that big three. You say your Liberty that choke once again. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that goodness rated, Bo. Um, I would say uh, Brianna Stewart. I would say Brianna Stewart because as great as she is, you can't have that. You cannot miss the free throw. You got one job. You just got to make a free throw and you're up 1-0. And the fact that you let them back in the game, you can just go ahead and flush that down the toilet and you can say, guys, we won. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 point. It don't. So you make that free throw and Minnesota is done. They're not done, but you go up 1-0 and you feel great. You feel like we won. We outlasted them. And it's the finals. And so it's about outlasting the team that you're facing. And so It's not okay. So she misses that, and then you go to overtime, and then you get a chance to make the final layup to bring it to another overtime, and you miss that too. You say Bree missed the free throw, then she missed. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I went over that like a couple of times because basically when I look at it, you just can't have that. And Asia Wilson did it too against the Liberty last round. Critical juncture of the game, you have to make layups. Like you don't have to, you you shouldn't. Nobody's gonna make all their layups. Like no one, but you have to make those that truly matter. And who needed this victory more than the Liberty? Like the Minnesota Lynx stole this. They literally stole this, and in a short championship series, like 5 games, every game matters. You know, so the Liberty, they literally. I mean, I don't know if you agree, goodness Reddit, but they face a must win. Technically they could lose the next game and they still be alive, but as I see it, they gotta win the next game because then if not, then Minnesota Lynx are playing with house money and they don't necessarily have to win game three. They would have 2 opportunities left. So, um, it's pretty exhausting, but you gotta find a way to keep going here. Just like Minnesota, if they lost, I don't care if they lost by 1 point. There's no moral victories, and this is the WNBA Finals. We're not doing that. We're not doing moral victories. So there's nothing that the Liberty can take from this except for if you get up next time, you better keep dropping the hammer. You better continue to be aggressive, continue to attack. I feel like Brianna. I mean, not Brianna. I feel like Sabrina. She settled at times. She took some wild shots. She took some like rookie Caitlin S shots in terms of throwing up threes, and I mean she's a great 3-point shooter, but you don't need that all the time. And so if you look at Sabrina, who took 26 shots, I don't know why she would. She did finish with 19. 3 assists is too low. You said Brianna is 6'4", she can't make a layup. It's pretty tragic. John Quill, you wasted a brilliant performance from John Quill. John Quill played 39 minutes with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 24 points. Um, the stats are somewhat misleading for Brianna Stewart because she did score 18 and grab 9 boards. See, here's my thing. New York plays some really great defense the first couple of quarters, right? They rebounding beasts. You couldn't get a rebound against this team. And then when you really needed like key rebounds down the stretch, they either bounced towards Minnesota or Minnesota always had an answer. Minnesota always had an answer, you know, and in close games, in a matter of minutes or moments or seconds, you could lose a game. You got to come up with everything. And you just got to fight hard. I don't know what it is with New York. Um, 0-6 in the finals. They got to find a way to push through, and we're going to see what they made of. Because this game, too, in my opinion, must win. They got to win because if they don't win game 2, this thing will be over in probably 4. So um, it's rough right now, man. It is rough for them. But we get back at this thing in a couple of days. So let's see. Goodness, right? You said I don't think they're gonna win because the Liberty they lost in 4. This a momentum builder. Yeah, it could go either way. You could look at this like it's a shot in the arm for Minnesota and say, yeah, they got New York's number because they did have it during the regular season. But this is a crushing way to lose, and I just hope, from a basketball fan perspective, I just hope that the Liberty don't let this like lead them down this rabbit hole, or where they end up like taking this one loss too serious and they shoot themselves in the foot and then they end up like into a 2-0 hole or end up getting swept because things could change fast. I just want the best. I want to see the best quality basketball, and tonight was great. So, ultimately, I hope that the Lynx win this series, but I hope this series goes as long as possible. And if it does, then obviously I think it's going to favor the Liberty, even though they lost tonight. The Liberty need to try. I mean, the Lynx need to try to win this series in 4 games. If it does go back to New York, that's a concern. Also, look at this: the Liberty wasted. Oh wow, they wasted a 17-point performance and a 6 rebound, 5 assist game from Lee. I mean, excuse me, a 4 assist game from Leone Fibich. Yeah, you wasted great performances from Leone and Jonquil. Um, Jonquil was fouled when when it was their arms were tangled up. That was a foul. That ball that was out of bounds that they did a jump ball on. That ball was clearly out on Breonna Stewart. These refs was like they were tweaking tonight. They were absolutely tweaking. The refs did a horrible job. Normally, I don't bother the refs, but tonight, shoddy game call because there was no foul. I don't know if y'all agree, but Breonna Stewart was not fouled in regulation. And maybe it was instant karma. She wasn't fouled. I'm not being biased just or being funny just because I have like 4 players on this team of Minnesota that I really love. And I will admit I am all in on Courtney Williams now, especially if she can keep this up. But yeah, Brianna wasn't fouled, and maybe that was instant karma. Well, goodness ready, Bo. Check this out, RC. Delivery don't have someone who can create their own shot. Let's see. John Quill, more like a catch and shoot. Kind of even when she down on the block, sometimes she look kind of clumsy down there. She be blowing bunnies that she shouldn't, but she had a great game too. Somebody create their own shot. Breonna Stewart, not really. Sometimes she looks a little clunky with the ball. Like you would love to give her the ball. Like you know what Breonna Stewart should have did. Goodness rated. She should have instead of trying to drive to the cup for that layup. Honestly, if she was creative with the rock, she should have been able to get the ball, stagger step, pull back, fade back, take a close range jump shot somewhere outside of the free throw line, somewhere outside of say get inside the 3 point line, and then try to pull a long jump shot because it's kind of clunky when she driving to the lane. It's like she always hopes to get fouled. And I'm sorry if I'm the ref, you're not getting that. This is I'm gonna say NBA. This is the WNBA finals. I'm not calling it. If you're gonna go down there and get fouled, somebody better whack you across your head. And I need to see you fall down and be, you know, clobbered. I'm sorry because I'm not gonna just call any foul because of contact. I mean, it's an unwritten rule. You swallowing your whistles. If you man enough or woman enough to take it to the cup, you better make the layup. You better finish through contact, as they so call it. You need to finish through contact. Period. If you want to get the rock and you want to drive to the cup because you feel like I want the high percentage shot, you better make the bucket. Don't be looking for no foul. Don't look for it. Just Brianna. She choked twice. She did. Um, Lynx has 2 players on their team that can create their own shot. And I was getting mad with the Lynx because they wasn't giving the ball to Nafisa enough. And I felt like they was doing the way they did it with like my aces, who they weren't feeding Asia the ball enough. But they got her the ball and it mattered. So, they rectified that. Lynx has 2 players. So you must be talking about Courtney and Nafisa. Yeah, you are. So yeah, game 2, Sunday. I don't know what time it is. I hope it's early because my Cowboys do play. These notifications about the game is blowing up. But yeah, the Cowboys do play the Lions. So I I hope if they do play early, I hope it's at like 12 or 1. But wait, what was that? Talk about the finals game 1. Oh, but yeah, man, that was an amazing game. I gotta give it up for both teams. Both teams played incredibly hard. Both teams fought. I will give them that. Nobody backed down, especially not the Lynx. I know when Courtney. I know when Natisha Heidemann hit that big three, and it was like 70. Sheesh, I can't remember. It was like 73-81, something like that. I said, there's 3 minutes left, and they got stops. And then the worst thing though, getting this rated bow is the rush shots that barely drew the rim and the shot clock violations. Like when Jonquel wasn't looking at the clock, that's unacceptable. That was just unacceptable. Like you cannot in playoff basketball, you must get your shot. You must not waste possessions, especially as the game goes on, which is why I knew in my heart of hearts I wanted to see Caitlin and the Fever go far, but I knew the way they don't take care of the ball, Caitlin Clark and her teammates. Um, I knew they wouldn't make it because in playoff basketball, you got to take care of the basketball. Period. Period. And the Minnesota Lynx took care of the ball much better in the second half. Um, as a basketball player, you have to know how to dance with the ball. Courtney, and then Ephesian Collier is great with the pump fakes, the heady pump fakes, getting defenders to get up off their feet. She's not forcing anything. If it's not there, 9 times out of 10, she ain't gonna force it. But the thing about PHEE is if she does, like with that fadeaway that she hit, the game winner, if she does decide to take a tough shot, she's gonna make it. So, that's what another thing that makes her unbelievable. It's just the fact that I don't know, man. It wouldn't be a good look though. I'll tell you this, goodness, Reddit. It wouldn't be a good look for Brianna Stewart to end up getting smoked in back-to-back finals by Asia Wilson and Ephesian Collier. Like, if you ask me, Brianna Stewart is an all-time great regardless. Even if she doesn't win another ring, she'd be an all-time great. Because she's got championships on this level. She's got championships galore on the collegiate level. So, in my opinion, come on now, her Hall of Fame career is solidified. But um, last year's choke job is evident, and if she can't turn it around, it'll be the same thing this year, if not worse. Um, you said do just this, RC. I was hyped for just a big, big, big letdown. I think a lot of you guys was let down. I know like maybe 1 or 2 Liberty fans. I can imagine how they feel. I gotta kind of check the Discord and see what they talking about. I know Spike Lee. Spike Lee looked like he seen a ghost. I had no idea he was a Liberty fan though. Goodness, Reddit. Hopefully you guys will make this thing interesting because if you lose game 2, uh, it won't be interesting. It would not be interesting. It would probably be just a matter of time, and it would be a upsetting, horrible letdown. It'd be a horrible. I think for a lot of fans, y'all probably feel sick because if you have a letdown, you probably. I mean, come on the WNBA final stage, 2 years straight, y'all be feeling like me with my Hawkeyes. It's not a good feeling. Now, I respect the fact that they lost to South Carolina because South Carolina is a great university. Donna Staley is a great coach. So I took the loss to South Carolina a little bit better, but it still don't feel good. I mean, we had 2 cracks at it, and I'm just using Iowa as a reference because it's like 2 years straight. You get a chance to win a championship. You don't get a champion. You don't get a chance to win a championship every year. So, I mean, going back down memory lane, that's incredibly tough. And then if you look at the Liberty, what are they, 0-5, 0-6? Um, It's but I would hate to be a Liberty coach or player because somebody on this team has to tell. Maybe it's got to be Sloop. Somebody's got to say you cannot let this loss it consume you. You must throw it out your head. You must not let none of the other times you lost in the finals consume you or worry you. You must get out there and play your hearts out in game two. Because if they win game two, this series probably go five. They just gotta go win. Just gotta win one game, and preferably it needs to be the next game. So goodness ready to boat. I would tell you, and I would tell other Liberty fans, put on your hard hats, grab your lunch pails, grab your work boots, and go to work. And once you do, you've already proven that you can get up on the links. But you just if you get up again, you just got to keep playing with energy and tenacity. You got to keep that same energy. All game long. But remember the Sun game. Remember the Sun won game one, and look who eventually won the series. The Lynx. No, they didn't. If we talking about this season, the oh you talking. You know what? I'm going loopy. I'm going simply loopy right now. Goodness, ready, Bo. I actually thought you were talking about Phoenix, and now having a brain freeze. Phoenix name is the Mercury. Come on now. How long have I been watching WNBA to be making these mistakes? But yeah, the Connecticut Sun won game one. They did, and they never looked the same again. That's weird. They never did look quite the same, even though they forced to game five. Um, it's going to be it's gonna be a good man. It's gonna be a good series. I hope. So yeah. In closing, I just hope we get. I don't want this series to be over too fast because if game one is any indication, we in for a classic series. Oh wow, they got the whatchamacallit on here. My other phone cracked, so y'all probably gonna laugh, but I'm gonna show y'all this right here to show y'all how cold she is. Where is it? Can't do nothing with that. That was great defense. That was great defense. Who played that defense? Jonquil? Don't be laughing at my crack screen. Yeah, Jonquil. Jonquil played some good defense, and Naphesia Collier just had better offense. One more time, she just had better. Yeah, she just had better offense right there. I wonder if they put the post games out yet because I didn't watch those. But you say you hooked, yeah. See, that's the thing about it. People missing out so much. Like people that just want to watch Caitlin. I don't know if Angel fans only want to watch Angel. I doubt it. But people that only want to watch Caitlin, they miss some great basketball. I'm a fan of Naphesia Collier, probably my second favorite player in the league. I got new respect for Courtney. Elena Smith is one of the best bigs that's underrated in this league. I really like Kayla McBride and also Bridget Carlton. And this whole team got a great coach. So, this is an awesome team. Some people don't like the way they play, but they get the job done. They do what it takes to win. And in my opinion, they deserve to make it here. So the 1 and the 2 seeds are here, and they deserve to be. The last thing I wanted to kind of check out. The last thing I wanted to kind of check, but yeah, Fee came up huge with that last shot. I even said it on somebody's chat that I was in. They were live streaming the game. They was calling the game, and I said, Caitlin Clark, take a seat right now. The big girls is hooping. This is what it's about, and this is what it's about. One day, Caitlin will have a chance, I hope, to be able to experience this, playing in the finals. But this is what it is, man. This is what you live for. This is what you want to watch as an Aces fan. Hopefully that we will get a chance to run it back. But these are two of the best teams in the league, and rightfully so. And so they should have the final showcase. I don't know why I'm looking up the post game presser because I'm literally going getting ready to end this thing in this live. But I might have to do this after every game because man, if every game is like this, I might have to post game after every game. Especially if I can get a chance to watch these games. I'm gonna watch them unless I have something to do, which hopefully I don't. But this is an awesome game one. No, I don't see any. Oh, 31 minutes ago, they had the they had the presser. Courtney Williams is such a great player. She is. She is. You've been loved, Courtney. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what your Liberty do. In game two. Hopefully they come back and they respond. They better respond. Um, for their sake. But I'm trying to make a decision to see do I really want to hear what they talking about in this presser, or do I just want to wait? They had New York. It seemed like New York went up first. I'll look at it for a second. I'm trying to now looking at me. Trying to, I don't even know if y'all can hear it, but hold. Let me pause it. I gotta give Stewie credit. Hell, at least she came to the presser. I'd be mad as hell, but at least she came. Because she had a horrible ending twice. Yeah, y'all wasted her amazing game. Y'all wasted it. You know y'all gonna have to get it done. Goodness ready, bro, because y'all gonna be so sick. Y'all gotta get this done. I mean, how many chances before y'all actually hit pay dirt? You know, man, y'all better play like y'all life depended on it tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run through this whole thing because I am actually getting tired and been tired. But awesome game one. Um, I will probably check this out, on my own leisure. Uh, yeah, man. Looking forward to game two. If you didn't know, I'm pulling for the links. Honestly, after the Aces, I would probably say, because I'll tell y'all this. I'm gonna say this. When I first started off watching WNBA, I ain't had no team, but I'm old enough to remember like when this whole thing cracked off with the Houston Comets winning chips. And for a minute, I thought I was gonna be a Sparks fan. And then, as time would go on, Simone Augustus, Maya Moore, and I started to lean towards the Liberty a little bit because I am a Timberwolves fan. Always have been a Timberwolves fan. And I appreciated what they did, but I never jumped on the bandwagon. So I never truly had a team. I mean, what Chicago was doing was cool, but I never really was on a bandwagon. So I never really had a team until the Aces. But I was very fond of the Lynx, and since they have some of my favorite players, it makes no sense but for me to cheer for them. And I can't cheer for the team that dumped my Aces, man. I just can't do that. So hopefully the Lynx get this thing done. Um, Goodness says RCFCC followers are not true fans. true basketball fans. I'm a fan. I watch the game and I pick a team to win. Um, yeah, see, you got some people that are just fans. I mean, you got some people that are just fans of players, and they just have to admit that, because if they admit that, then they retain their authenticity. But it to me is really nothing truly worse than somebody that's being a fan or claiming to be a fan. Like, don't pretend to be what you don't intend to be. Don't do that. If you don't really like a team, just say you like to play. Like, if you just love Caitlin, that's why I said I'm just here for Caitlin. Until they put the right team around her, I kind of subtracted my loyalty to, like, I'm not a FIFA fan because I just don't feel it. I like Lexi Hall, I like Aaliyah Boston, but I just don't like the team. Like, I don't the players. Get the right players, the right coaches, and let's do this thing. But I'm not. Uh, that's why I don't have like no secondary fever page. That's why it's not like a boatload of content on here about Caitlin. It is, if you look, I got tons of content when Caitlin was with Iowa. I got tons of videos. But the reason why it's a discrepancy from her in college to the pros, outside of the fact that I just don't have a chance to watch every single game, because I just don't. But outside of that, I'm just not a Caitlin Clark. I mean, I'm just not a Fever fan. I'm just not a I'm not a fan of them per se. And I tried it, but it didn't feel right. It felt forced. See, some people are just doing that because they're like, oh, if I just follow, that's the way to go. But I just feel like for me, it's just I don't want to follow. You know, I don't want to run around with everybody that's running after her, because with the Hawkeyes it's different, because it's like, damn it, I've been a Hawkeyes fan forever, you know. So it's like, if Caitlin ain't there, I'm still following the team. Hello, I'm still following the team. What you say? This Fever actually have a great team. The Fever coach sucks. See, my thing is Kelsey Mitchell is damn good. Aaliyah's good. Lexi's good. Caitlin's good. But there are certain players that I could do without. Chrissy Size, she was okay at a point, but I personally feel like she's not the one. She's hanging on to her job because she made the playoffs. If not for that, and if they didn't turn the season around, she would have been gone. So, but for me, it's just the fact that, I watched Caitlin for 4 years, and it was just tough because it's like, she's never going to have probably the personal relationship she had with her college teammates. So for me, because see, I believe I like the college game better than the pros, because they play so hard. They leave everything out there. But I also enjoy the WNBA too. So, but it's just gonna take time for me, and that's why I was like, until they actually put the right pieces around Caitlin, I'm just gonna cheer for her. And it's not for everybody to understand. They're not fans. They're followers. They're CC followers. Definitely. If you actually have, yeah, I read that. Yeah. So in conclusion, as it pertains to the Fever, great basketball is being played without Caitlin, and shouldn't be shocked. This league has great talent, and yeah, man, go Hawks. Short for Hawkeyes, Aces. We'll talk about them as we go. The Hawkeyes content, which the only thing I'm actually here's the biggest thing I'll say before I go. The thing that makes me the proudest is that I told y'all I would deliver Hawkeyes content during the off season, and I felt like I've done a damn good job. And I feel great because it's like I said I was gonna do something, I did it. So I do feel good about the fact that I've been able to drop videos, shorts, post and continue to just talk Hawkeyes because, I could have just said, when the season ended with the South Carolina loss, that was it. And I wouldn't be talking about the Hawkeyes again until, October. But it's awesome and it's trying because you have to think of topics. You have to think of things sometimes to keep going, especially when it's like the off season. But hey, this is what we do, man. This is what we do. So I haven't done a live in a while, and it was just great to do a live and pop through somebody cooking notification. But yeah, man, it was good to chat with y'all. Let me see who came through. Goodness ready, Bo. Salute, salute. I'm gonna do my shout outs here in a second. My salutes before I get up out here. Salute some content creators before I bounce. Shout out Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Um, Somebody else came through here. Shout out to the 2 subs. We had 2 subs. I think we had 820. Salute, salute. I remember when I was at 50 and I was only talking NBA and a little WNBA. Come ways. But yeah, man. Salute. Shout out to J. Jordan, New York Liberty fan. Follow him. If you're a Liberty fan, goodness rated both. So you should probably know who J. Jordan is. Follow him if you haven't. Shout out Quita Love Sports. Shout out to Sess Talk Sports. Shout out to J Spot. All my good peoples that's doing women's basketball content. If you're talking women hoops, you a fan and a friend of mine. Um, Shout out Brandon Lee TV. And yeah, shout out Rising Rhino. Great football coverage. Uneducated sports talk. Shout out to him and his channel. For real, man. Shout out JB and M Sports Fanatics. And I think, shout out Quiet Hype Media. But that's going to do it, man. If I missed anybody, it's all love. Shout out Coach Rowe, official. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to Cave718 doing his thing. And RC is about to get up out of here. I appreciate you, Goodness Radio Bo, for coming through. If I'm around for game 2, like post game, I'm gonna definitely jump in. We're gonna do a game 2 preview here probably Saturday, if not tomorrow. And before I go, what videos are dropping next for sure? Seeing as though I just did this live, I might not do a video drop on his game 1 recap. Check this live out, and that's the post game. But videos, I got an Iowa video dropping, talking about us being competitive still. 2025 recruit Addison deal for Iowa. Another video on her dropping. I got it for my LA Sparks fans. I got a good video dropping for the future being bright there. They got that number 1 pick. And also, I can't remember, there's one other video that I got, loaded up and ready to drop soon. Salute to the Aces. Golden State got a new coach. That's awesome. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, though. I really do. Salute. We probably went about 15 minutes longer than I wanted to. Wanted to talk for a half an hour, but I get lost sometimes talking about hoops. And appreciate you all. Salute, Goodness Rated Bo. Before I get it, let me see. Trying to see if I could I'm trying to see if I can. I'm trying to mod you right now. Cause I only got like one mod and she don't pop through like that no more. But yeah, I'm just modded you. So yeah, it's always good to have at least one in case the chat talking crazy. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Breonna Stewart on the screen. You need to bounce back. Breonna Stewart, you need to answer the bell for game 2 all game long until the clock say 0, 0, 0. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Or don't.
Don't do it, Brianna. And let the links go up to all right. Peace.